what if the most dangerous thing in the wild isn't nature, but a human being who enjoys the hunt? This is the terrifying idea behind Apex 2026, a Netflix survival thriller where escape is never guaranteed, and survival comes at a brutal cost. In the world of extreme sports and high-risk adventure, there are thrill seekers who push limits just to feel alive. And then there is Sasha, played by Charlize Theron, a woman who doesn't just survive danger, she chases it. The film opens with silence, cold wind, cracking ice. And then we see Sasha's hands, bloody, shaking, covered in cuts. She is sitting inside a tiny tent attached to the side of a vertical mountain cliff. Yes, a cliff, hundreds of feet above the ground. Her partner, Tommy, played by Eric Bana, is right beside her. They are not tourists. They are elite climbers, adrenaline addicts, and they are attempting something insane, climbing one of the most dangerous frozen walls in Norway. But something feels wrong from the start. The mountain is alive with danger. Wind screams through the rocks. Ice cracks like gunshots. And then, the climb begins. At first, it's almost beautiful, but beauty in Apex is always a warning. Then, everything changes. A storm hits, fast, violent, merciless. Visibility disappears. The mountain turns into chaos. And in one horrifying moment, Tommy slips. Sasha reaches for him. She tries to hold him, but the mountain does not care. And Tommy falls, down into the white void. Gone. Just like that. Sasha survives, but something inside her dies with him, and the film cuts forward. 5 months later, Sasha is no longer climbing mountains. She is running from herself, from guilt, from memory, from pain. To escape it all, she travels alone to the Australian wilderness, a place so vast, so empty, it feels like another planet. But Sasha is not here for peace. She is here for punishment. At first, everything feels quiet, too quiet. She arrives at a remote ranger station, walls covered in missing person posters, warnings everywhere. People disappear here, and no one comes back. But Sasha keeps going, because she believes she deserves this isolation. Then comes the first warning sign, a gas station stop, a group of local men, staring, watching, smiling too long. Something feels wrong immediately. They surround her energy like predators circling prey. But before things escalate, a man appears, Ben, played by Taron Egerton. Friendly, calm, helpful, too helpful. He steps in, defuses the tension, and offers Sasha directions deeper into the wilderness. 2 paths, one easy, one dangerous. Sasha chooses the dangerous one, because of course she does. But something about Ben lingers in her mind. That smile, that calmness, that feeling that he knows more than he should. And just like that, Sasha walks deeper into the wild, not knowing she is walking into a trap. Night falls. The jungle closes in, and Sasha wakes up to a nightmare. Her gear is gone. Everything she needs to survive. Missing. And the only clue? Footprints leading into the river. She follows them, through thick jungle, through rushing water, until she finds something unexpected, a camp. And inside that camp, N, waiting, smiling, like he has been expecting her all along. At first, he is calm, offers food, water, safety. But Sasha is not naive. She feels it immediately. Something is off, and then confesses. He took her gear. He set everything up, and now he has decided something even more terrifying. He is going to hunt her. Not quickly, not randomly, but like a game, a ritual, a sport. and he gives her a head start, the length of a song. As music plays from a speaker, Ben dances, laughs, enjoys the moment. Then the song ends, and the hunt begins. Sasha runs, and what follows is pure chaos. Through rivers, through cliffs, through forests that never seem to end. But Ben is always there, watching, tracking, smiling. And this is where Apex transforms, from thriller into survival horror. After the brutal cat-and-mouse pursuit through the Australian wilderness, Sasha is pushed to her absolute limit. She is injured, exhausted, and emotionally stripped down by everything she has endured. Not just the hunt, but everything that came before it. Tommy's death, her guilt, and her need to keep proving she can survive anything. Ben, meanwhile, believes the game is already over. For him, this isn't chaos, it's ritual. Controlled, repeated, familiar. He has done this before with other victims, treating human lives like a twisted outdoor sport where he always enforces the same rules. Give them hope, give them space, then take everything away. And now, in his mind, Sasha is simply the final moment of execution. Ben corners Sasha deep in the wilderness, an isolated stretch where the jungle is so dense it feels like the world itself has closed off. This is where he reveals the full extent of what he is. Not just a killer, not just a hunter, but someone who sees this as art, control, identity. He pushes Sasha psychologically, taunting her, trying to break her mentally before finishing her physically. He wants her to accept what he believes is inevitable, that she is prey and he is the apex predator. But Sasha is no longer the same person who entered the wilderness. Instead of running, Sasha does something unexpected. She stops. This moment is crucial because it breaks the structure of Ben's entire game. His power depends on fear, on movement, on pursuit. But Sasha refuses to play by those rules anymore. She shifts from survival mode into confrontation mode, and that change is what destabilizes him. What follows is not a clean action sequence. It's messy, exhausting, and grounded in desperation. Sasha uses the environment instead of brute strength. Rocks, water, terrain, everything becomes a tool. Ben, who has always controlled the battlefield, starts losing that control for the first time. The fight is not about who is stronger. It's about who adapts faster, and slowly that advantage shifts. Ben begins to falter, not because he is weak, but because Sasha is no longer reacting like prey. She is thinking like a survivor who has nothing left to lose. In the final moments, Ben makes a critical mistake. His confidence, the same thing that has allowed him to dominate previous victims, becomes his downfall. He underestimates Sasha, just enough, and Sasha uses that opening. The film doesn't turn his death into spectacle. Instead, it frames triumphant victory music. No celebration, just silence. Because what happens isn't really winning, it's survival at a cost. After the confrontation, Sasha is finally alone again. But this is not the same kind of alone she felt after Tommy's death. Back then, she was broken. Now she is hardened. The wilderness has not just tested her body, it has rewritten her instincts. She walks out of the forest changed, carrying the weight of everything that happened, but no longer controlled by it. The film subtly suggests something important here. Sasha did not just escape a killer. She confronted the part of herself that kept seeking danger as a way to escape grief. The ending of Apex is not really about Ben dying, and it's not even about Sasha surviving. It's about transformation. Both characters represent two extremes. Ben, someone who has turned survival into domination. Sasha, someone who used survival to escape emotional pain. But by the end, Sasha realizes something Ben never did. Survival is not control over others. It is control over yourself. That's why the ending feels quieter than expected, because the real climax isn't the fight. It's the moment Sasha chooses not to remain a victim of her past anymore. And when she finally walks away from the wilderness, it's not as a thrill seeker, not as a grieving climber, but as someone who has survived both the hunter and herself.